Hi guys, welcome to Phoenix Rising. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell for all your latest videos with regards to this channel. Now, I wanted to discuss with you guys today factory work. Factory work is actually probably the most difficult work I've ever done in my entire life. I've run businesses, some successful, where we had multiple employees, and you know what? It's funny that a lot of people would say working in the office is quite hard until they've gone onto a factory floor. Now, a factory floor, a lot of the times is conveyor belts, and on top of that, they have machines that push through boxes, etc. And your job is to pick and pack them and put them onto the pallet. I just worked at a place over the last few weeks, and I can honestly say it was the hardest work I've ever done in my entire life. When I say it's the hardest work I've ever done in my entire life, this is not an over-exaggeration. You will have multiple people working with you, and usually a couple of supervisors will be working with you as well. Now, without going into the details of the place that I worked, the supervisors will stare at you like this. They will literally stare at you like this, and they will think to themselves like, you know, we expect you to do more work. You're not working fast enough. You're not working hard enough. It's ridiculous. I can understand why these places use temporary staffing solutions and pay decent money because, you know, obviously it's very hard work, but not just that, staff retention wouldn't be high. Usually due to the fact that these businesses actually don't have very good set procedures when it comes to employee retainment. You know, it's funny when we look at a factory work, some places will say, no mobile phones. Okay, no mobile phones, that's fine. No talking to other people. Yet it's some of the most hardest, grueling work in the world. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. It is hard, it's grueling work. And you know, the pay is good, but the reality is that the pay, it's over exaggerated to how hard this work is. Now, I don't want to go into names, but I've seen some experiences over the last couple of weeks with doing this. Everything from managers lying about, you know, being sick, to, you know, people being lazy on the job, you could say, and getting special treatment. But for me, I found it really hard, and you know, it's not easy. It's a good way to get some money coming in, and you know, obviously put towards whatever dream or business you're building. But factory work is really, really hard. Like when I say hard, these people really want you to work hard. And when I say work hard, probably above what they're paying. Like they want you to work harder than what they're paying you. It doesn't matter. Some people say, oh, I've been stressed out with lots of different work, but I would say that factory workers would have to be the most stressed workers in the world. Like truly, you know, the place I was working was, they had a timesheet. So for every time you did a pallet, you'd have to fill out how long it took you to do that pallet. That is just crazy. Like, so, you know, I worked out that, you know, how many pallets you do, like they're actually counting you to the second of how many pallets you did in that, you know, that time frame. That is really hard. I can only imagine that workers get stressed out, and I don't see how that would retain staff. A lot of the times that the supervisors are some of the most angry, nasty people you could possibly come across. And, you know, I wonder how they become into management or management positions, because it's just crazy to me. You know, some places don't even have running water. Like when I say running water, I mean like a water fountain with cool water. Now, obviously, you know, I've got an Australian accent, so I'm working in Australia. So at the moment, it's actually summertime. And, you know, to ask a workplace for a glass of water, I don't think is too much of a big deal. But some places you'll find in factory work are like that. And I find that kind of disturbing that, you know, that kind of practice is happening in 2022. But with that also being said, the hourly pay is quite good. Like, you know, $32 to $33 an hour is not too bad. But at the same time, you got a trade-off. Like, your body is worth something too, and your time. So your time should be invested into things that, you know, are building your life and career. I don't think factory work is a career. I think that it's something you can do to get some money coming in at the start and use that money to better your life. But if you're working here every day, you know, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year, you definitely should consider what changes you need to make in your life, because this is really tough work. Unless you're a supervisor. And if you're a supervisor, I want to actually shout out and say, be a little bit kinder to the people underneath you. Just because they're underneath you doesn't mean that they're below you as human beings. So I think that that's something that a lot of factory supervisors could benefit from. Instead of cracking the whip, how about explaining things a little better? And also you'll find in factory workers, they provide little to no training. They'll just, you know, give you one piece of paper and say, you know, tick all the boxes. Oh, great, you've ticked all the boxes. You're trained, you're ready to go. I just think that that's not training at all. Like that, how is someone supposed to know that quickly? You know, and then expect them to, you know, obviously perform like someone that's been there for a long time. So I get it. It is fast paced, and, you know, fast paced work is hard. But at the same time, I look at it, and from my perspective is that some of these workplaces should be a little bit more kinder to their staff, and, you know, they should give their staff members a bit more praise and a bit more time to adapt. Personally, that's been my experience so far in the factory world. You know, if you've got any questions or queries about what factory work is like, or you've worked in it yourself, just leave a comment below and reach out. I'm happy to discuss my experiences. Look, I'd like to say I'm a hard worker and I've never been afraid to roll my sleeves up. But at the same time, you know, this type of work is really brutal, to say the least. And some of these factories, which is quite surprising to me, they're working 24 hours a day. So, you know, they've got shifts just revolving like night and day. And, you know, they're making their workers like keep that intensity up while cracking the whip themselves. And, you know, it's fun. Just one more thing on the supervisors as well. I find the supervisors are sometimes the hardest. No, I'm going to take that back. They are the laziest of all the workers, right? They're actually the laziest. You know, they talk, they're on their phone, they don't work hard themselves, yet for everything that they, you know, obviously don't do, they expect you to do. Now, I get it, work, but, you know, I think that this has to be exposed. We have to at least come out and talk about it a little bit. So I thought I'd share it here on my channel and just kind of explain to you guys that if you get into factory work, what to expect. Don't think it's just going to be an easy ride. It is actually quite difficult. So by all means, feel free to ask me any questions or that on the matter. And yeah, definitely guys, don't stay at something like this long. Definitely take the money if you need and use that money wisely building your life, because factory work is no career. I can definitely assure you that. Till next video, I really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and hit the notification bell for all your latest videos with regards to this channel. And let's talk again on the next video.